the words of, well, no, it isn't. No, it can't be so. Many, many times, miracles are brooding in the background for so many people. And how easy it is to say, no, it isn't so. Many people might be working on affirmations, might be working on having a new way of feeling, a stronger intuition. It is so easy to try to discredit. Our mind is set up to discredit God, to discredit wonderfulness, to discredit holiness. That is a pitfall that humans so very often fall into. Oh, well, it isn't so because I can't yet explain it. Or it isn't so because others do not see it that way. Oh, it isn't so because I don't see it or know it or I don't have all of the puzzle pieces together. This discreditation, I believe that very many of us are possessing. And we hurt ourselves watching my grandmother suffer from cancer. And we knew that the medical route was out of options. And so this lady came into our world who was a healer, a very simplistic, um, herbal, natural based lady who had a reputation of having people either get insights on what the problem was in their life or be able to fix something within the body that was ailing them. And so we got involved with this lady, and she was just absolutely wonderful. And I watched her work with my grandmother for about 3, 4 months. And my grandmother, who was bedridden for so long, was already beginning to get out of bed, beginning to eat better, beginning to have less pain. And it was evident. We all celebrated it. And then she finally she felt good enough to want to see her girlfriends, old time friends that she grew up with. And so 3 ladies showed up, and they're all in wonder and disbelief of why my grandmother was sitting up and was cheerful, was talking about it, and she was sharing how she's beginning to feel better. Unfortunately, that disbelief, that spirit of disbelief, was very much announced by the 3 friends that came to visit her. And the very next day, my grandmother went back to feeling worse than ever. That space that she had been growing on the inside, the possibilities can be hers, that she is feeling it, that it is adding. Yet, yes, it is a process, but it is working. That space was shrank down by the feedback by her friends. And within about 4 months, she ended up dying. I remember everybody that was in our family, myself included, we were very, very sad because we celebrated her recovery. We celebrated her discoveries of that how much more is possible than just submitting to a problem and going, that's it, that's all there is to it, and everybody let's be sad about it, and we got a short time. And during the time when she was working with this lady, with this healer lady, we grew in faith. And then at the same time, we watched how fast it is possible to simply let it all go to wind, let it all go to disbelief. I understand that disbelief is really a fear that we have. Fear of being bamboozled or sounding idiotic, or fear of how others will take it, fear of being wrong, fear of what if. Here's one. What if it's not from the good source? Fear that it's not meant to do anything other than harm you eventually. You know, you hear that all the time. Most people that come to do the healing work, again, they come from a similar space like my grandmother was, where she was low on options on what to do, and she wanted to live. And so that's what happens with many people, and many people do have family members who have a hard time believing that there's anything like that available. Now, most people have a family member or a spouse or a child, um, that is going to be there encouraging them and giving that feedback, going, yes, I see it too. Yes, I see it too. I'm celebrating this change. And then once in a while, you do have those relatives or friends that will try to discredit. And we see that. However, it is our job during the training, to explain to the person to be aware of it, because we know how easy it is to take your sacred space where your belief or your conviction is growing, where your truth is growing, and to discredit it. See, you right here watching this, you're able to have something amazing happen, and you can start working on it right away. Affirmations work, beliefs work, convictions absolutely add up. All that is energy. All that is energy that we bank in our own bank of our spirit. And as it grows, it begins to be evident in the reality. My husband shouldn't be here because 7 years ago, he was again on a deathbed. Didn't want to listen, didn't want to change his ways. And so he ended up having pulmonary embolism, and myself and the kids were terrified. However, we believed, we knew what is possible, and we made no space for that end to come before it was due. And we grew in faith, and we grew in compassion, and we grew in understanding. And we are there to be sharing that with other people now. Make some room inside where you grow your bank of faith. Make some room inside where you grow your bank of compassion, of kindness, things that you value and possess and hold in here. It's too easy to let the world discredit